Good afternoon, students. I'm audible, no? Okay, so we were continuing with the nomenclature of coordination compound, and I told you there are three types of compounds you will come across. One will be cationic complexes, one will be anionic, and the other one is the neutral complexes. So if you see a cationic complexes, yes, I'll continue. So in the cationic complex, what you will observe is there is a complex entity which will carry a positive charge, and in anionic complex you will see that the anionic entity will carry a negative charge, and in the neutral complexes you don't find any charge on the particular complex entity. Okay, so that will be a neutral complex. Then I told you about the rules, so we will brief through the rules so that you will be able to name the compound. Okay, so here when you are understanding the rules, always remember the cation should be named first, followed by the anion, and then when you have the same type of ligands, this prefix should be used. Okay, di, tri, tetra, penta, and then so on, depending on the numbers present. Then if there are more than one type of different type of ligands, okay, like you have a different types of ligands present together, then when you are naming them, you should see that you name them according to their alphabetical order. Okay, forget about the prefix. Okay, not to see the prefix according to the alphabetical order, you have to just see the ligands should come in the alphabetical order. Okay, so that is the important thing. We don't make use of the prefix in the alphabetical order. Then I told you, if there is a ligand which is having more than 2 donor atom and 3 donor atoms, so already in their name there will be di and tri used. So in that case, you are not supposed to make use of the same prefix di and tri. Instead of that, what you will do is you will use a prefix called as like this. If it is 2, then you will make use of bis. 3 means tris, 4 means tetrakis, 5 is pentakis, and then so on. And when you write the name, it should be always written as one single word. The name should be written as one single word, and the naming should start from the small letter. Then I told you about the ligand's name. You need to keep in mind. So here there are different ligands. If it's a halogen atom, okay, then it will be fluoride, bromide, chloride, iodide. You just end the name with O. Okay, in the ligand case, what you have to change here is instead of the last name, you have to end that name with O. Okay, ending should be done with O. Like it was supposed to be fluoride, now it is fluorido, bromido, chlorido. If it is iodine, then it will be iodido. And then if it is OH minus, hydroxo, sulfate, sulfato, carbonato, CN minus, cyanido, and then oxalato, thiocyanato. But for neutral complexes, the ligands, the names are little different. For water, it is aqua. For NH3, it is amine with double M. Then NO group, we have nitrosyl. Then CO, it is carbonyl. Okay. So for cationic complex, when you are naming, I told you the complex carries a positive charge. So that has to be named first. Within the complex, you will find there is a metal and then there will be a ligand. So you come to the ligand part first. So see how many ligands are there and arrange them according to their alphabetical order. Okay, so the name of the ligand should be written according to the alphabetical order. Then you go to the metal part. Okay, so in that metal, whatever metal is there, same name you are supposed to write. For cationic complex, same name you will write for the metal. So name of the transition metal. Then after that you have to tell what are the charges being carried by this particular metal. Okay, you have to check the charge on the metal, and then that itself is the oxidation state, and that you have to write in the Roman number. Oxidation state has to be written in the Roman number, followed by you will see a counter ion present which is satisfying this positive charge. Okay, that counter ion name you have to simply write it whatever name it has. Okay, like for example, if it is chlorine, you will write as chloride. If it is bromine, you will write as bromide. Okay, so that's it. So that is a cationic complex naming part. Now I will directly take the example. So first one, okay, this is the complex I have taken. Okay, now seeing the complex only, you will be able to understand whether it's a cationic or anionic. Since I am talking about cationic, you know, whatever example I am going to give will be a cationic. But when everything is combined together, if you have to understand whether they are cationic or anionic, if the complex part comes first, okay, that means it is a cationic complex, because always the positive part will come first, followed by the negative ion. Okay, so if you see the complex first, that means the complex carries a positive charge, and that has to be a cationic complex. Then you will see one ion present outside, and that will be a negative ion. Okay, so to balance that positive charge, you have a negative ion. So that is how you identify that the complex given to is a cationic complex. Now we have to name this. I told you follow this order to name a cationic complex. First you have to name the ligand. We have identified that this is a complex which is carrying a positive charge over here. Okay, so we need to name the ligand inside this according to the alphabetical order, and then we will go to the charge which is carried by that particular transition metal, followed by the ligand, like the ion which is present outside. Okay, so I will start naming this. See, there are two ligands present. One is amine and the other one is carbonate. So now according to the alphabetical order, amine comes first and then we have carbonate. See, but how many amines are there here? 5 amines are there. Okay, so 5 means it should be penta. So the name will go like this: penta, and then amine, AMMINE, amine. Okay, so we are done with this part. So this part is over. Next come to the CO3 part. Okay, so CO3 name is carbonato. So the name will be carbonato. Okay, because it is carbonate compound, so carbonato. After that it is cobalt. Okay, this is cobalt ion, metal atom, capital C and then small o you have, so it's cobalt ion. So cobalt name you are going to write, because once you finish the naming of the ligand according to their alphabetical order, next is the name of the transition element, and here transition element is cobalt. So you write the name of that. So it's cobalt. Now you have to find what is the oxidation state, which you have to write in the Roman number inside the bracket. Okay, so here we need to locate what is the oxidation number. You can find out, because you know ammonia doesn't have any charge. It's a neutral molecule, so charge on them will be 0. What about carbonate? Carbonate charge is -2, and chloride is also present. Okay, so that is -1, and the whole charge on the molecule is 0, because you have seen, no, there is no charge anywhere. So that means it's a neutral complex. So here -2 -1 will be -3, will be taken to the other side, it will become +3. So it's 3. So coordination number is oxidation state is 3. Followed by you come to the ion which is present outside. Which ion is this? Chloride ion. So you'll just write the name chloride. Okay, that's it. Over. Everything is small letter. Okay, this is the name. Write down. No, there is no space. Okay. It's a continuous. There is no space. Okay. There is no space. Write continuously. Yes, I'll go for the next second example. CONH3 6 and then Cl3. Okay. So this is the complex. So here only one type of ligand is there. So it's easy for you to name that ligand. 6 amine groups are there. So the naming should be 6 means hexa. Okay. So it will be hexa. Then NH3 group is called as amine. So it will be hexaamine. Then come to the oxidation state. Okay. To calculate the oxidation state, see cobalt, you don't know. So that is X plus ammonia, you know, the charge on them is 0. So 6 into 0. 6 into 0 will be 0. And then we have chlorine. Chlorine charge is -1. So like that 3 chlorine is there. So -3 whole charge on the compound is 0. Okay. Because whole charge you have to check out. There is no charge anywhere. So X is equal to +3. That means cobalt oxidation state over here is +3. So after this naming the ligand, we have to write the name of the transition element. So transition element over here is cobalt. Okay. So cobalt oxidation number we calculated, it is 3. So write 3 followed by you have Cl, no, present as the counter ion. So you will write chloride as the name. Now you may have one confusion that there is 3 chloride ion. That you don't have to bother. Okay. So you just have to write the name of the ion which is present outside. Like if I give you now aluminium sulfate Al2SO4, this is how the compound name is. Okay, because of the crossing of the charges, we get them as Al2SO4 thrice. But we don't write as dialuminium trisulfate. No, we just name them as aluminium sulfate. Okay, so it is like just understood that there is sulfate ion which are satisfying the charges of aluminium. Okay, so here also you will find that there is 3 ion over here, chloride ion, but then you will not write 3 here. You don't have to mention anything about that 3. It is just that chloride ion present over here is trying to satisfy the charges of the cobalt ion. Able to understand those students how to name them? Okay, next one you see, third one. Now here En stands for, it's a didentate ligand now here. Okay. So in this case, what you have to do here, you can't use tri. Okay. Because already in En name is ethane. The full name is ethane 1,2 diamine. Okay. 1,2 diamine is the name. So already a di word is used in the name of that particular ligand. So you are not going to make use of di here. Instead of that, what we have to do, 3 is there. So you can't use tri, sorry. You can't use tri. So instead of that, what we have to use is tris. Okay. Because already a di is being used. Yeah. So you will make use of this letter, that is tris. Okay. So like that, 3 are there. So now see how to write that name. You will write tris. Okay. After you have written tris, then you have to put a bracket and write the whole name of this ligand. Okay. En name, full name you have to write. So that is ethane 1,2 diamine. So you will write tris and then within the bracket you will write ethane and then 1,2 diamine. Write the whole name of that ligand. Don't use any shortcut. Full name. So once this is over, then you go to the transition metal, that is cobalt. So we will write the cobalt name here, followed by you have to write the charge what the cobalt carries. Okay, so the charge oxidation state of this cobalt over here, because cobalt we don't know, X plus En, again it's a neutral ligand. Okay, so neutral ligand means 0 into 3, so it will be 0 itself. So this also will be 0, and then chlorine is there, so chlorine charge is -1, so it will be -3, -1 into 3, so -3, whole charge is 0. So the cobalt charge will be +3 again. So it will be 3, followed by you will write the name, that is chloride. Okay, write down. No, in the exam you needn't show this calculation, but you have to write this oxidation state. No, so I did this calculation part, but in the exam you don't have to show this calculation part. This, if you write, is enough correctly, oxidation state. Yes, we'll go for the next one here. Wait, let me change this and give you. Okay, see this one. This compound, how to name here? So first again we will take the inner complex, because cationic complex is this here, and then we have a counter ion. So we have to name this one first. Okay. So now here NH3, that means it is amine. So A will come first. Then we have chlorine. So chlorido, C. And then after that CH3 NH2 is methylamine. Okay. This particular ligand given over here. Okay. So one you have of this type in your book which is given. Okay. So CH3 NH2, it is methylamine. One carbon, no, so methyl group, and then you have NH2 group, so it is methylamine. So go according to the alphabetical order. Methylamine means M, starting word is M. So A should come first, then C should come, and then you should have M coming. Okay, and all these are like unidentate ligand itself, so there is no bidentate ligand. So I can start with the name. Two amines are there, so the name is diamine. Then we have chlorine. So the chlorine name is chlorido. Yes. Charge wise it is neutral, because only one lone pair of electron is there. There is no charge on them. Okay. So methylamine, it's a neutral ligand. So diamine, two amine group. Then come to the chlorine part. So it is named as chlorido. After that we have this group, that is methylamine. Okay. So you can write within the bracket, it is methylamine. And then we have the next thing. Okay, that is platinum. Okay, so here platinum. Now we need to calculate the oxidation state. What do you think will be the oxidation state? You can calculate and tell me, everyone. What do you think will be the oxidation state of platinum here? Yeah, good. Yes, students, reply. Ammonia is 0. Chlorine is carrying -1 charge. This is also 0. So here 0, here 0. This is -1, -1, -1, -1, -2 will be taken to the other side, +2. Yes, very good. So oxidation state here is 2. So platinum oxidation state is 2. After that, you can see chlorine is there. So chloride has to be written at the end. Yes, done. Again, it's a single word. So write the whole name. Yes, for organic, no, you put a bracket, okay? Only in that case you put a bracket. Now here this was organic compound, no? Ethane 1, 2 diamine. So I had put a bracket here. And then here methylamine, it's organic compound again. So you put a bracket. Otherwise anywhere else not required, okay? Yes. Shall I change now? Shall I change this slide? If you have finished writing? Now I'll give few more. You all try to answer. I will give the question here. Once you are done, you can reply the answers. Fifth one. Yeah. Yes, you all try answering this. I will put the question. Okay, now fifth one here. You can answer me if you have finished. Yes, very good. Yes, everyone can reply. Hmm. Yes, correct. See, if you are not comfortable putting that in the chat section, you can personally message and tell me. Yes, very good. So got almost everyone? Yes, many have answered. Okay, so this one I will give you 1 minute. Okay, this answer. See, you have 5 amine A, and then you have chlorine, so chlorido. So first name should be for A itself, and like that, so many 5 are there. Okay, so we have the name as pentamine. Okay, double M, pentamine. Then we have Cl, so that is chlorido, and then followed by we have cobalt. Then oxidation state you have to search. Ammonia anyway 0, here 1 chlorine and here 2 chlorine, so altogether 3. So cobalt oxidation state should be 3, and then followed by you have Cl group again, so it should be chloride. Okay, now coming to this, now coming to the sixth one. Okay, there might be a confusion because this also starts from A and this also starts from A. But after that, you have to see the second letter. Second letter, which is coming first over here. M comes first or Q comes first. If both the letters are starting similarly, then you have to go for the second letter. Okay. Yeah, correct. No, so M comes first. Amine comes first. Correct. So amine you will be naming first. Then you have to go for aqua. Now name them. And it's Cr group. Cr is chromium. Yes, very good. Correct answer. So it's triamine because 3 amine groups are there. So triamine, triaqua, chromium. So I'll write down. It's triamine, triaqua. Then you have chromium. Oxidation state because this is 0, this is 0. So 3 chlorine is there. So it has to be 3. Okay. Then chloride. Very good. This is the correct answer. Okay, now come to this one. Seventh one. Yes, correct. Good. Yes. Hmm. Cobalt oxidation state. Rest everything is correct. Cobalt oxidation state. Yes, correct. Very good. Done, students. So what is the answer you're getting? Check whether the answers are correct. Yeah, correct. Now it's correct. Very good. Correct, correct. So here, see, it's a didentate ligand. Okay, so already di is used. So you are going to use some other prefix. So for 3, it is supposed to be tris. So you will be using it as tris. And then you will be writing this name. Okay, and you know this particular ligand is ethane 1, 2 diamine. So you write ethane, then 1, 2 diamine, then followed by the name of the transition element, that is cobalt. Then you have to search what is the oxidation state. Oxidation state you see here. You can see 3 here. That means that itself is the oxidation state of this cobalt. Okay, because here everything is 0, no? So this has to be the oxidation state of it. So it's 3. Okay. 3 is the oxidation state, and then followed by you have to write the name, that is sulfate. This 3 has come because of the charge which is there on this particular complex, this 3. Okay, they have crossed them. So this 3 you can take it up. So sulfate. Okay. Yes, so followed now how to give the name. Now I will go for neutral complex. Few more I will give you for homework. Later everything together I will give you for homework. Okay. So this is how you are supposed to name the cationic complexes. Now I will go for anionic complexes. Little changes are there when you are naming the anionic complex. Okay. So I will give you the rules for it. See, anionic complex, what changes you are finding here? For anionic complex, the complex will carry a negative charge. Okay, so you will see that the complex carries a negative charge. So you will see one element present over here, that will be the counter ion. Okay, so you will find one metal present initially. For anionic complex, this is a change because complex carries a negative charge, so they will be set afterwards. Before that you will find one metal, okay, a counter ion present on this side. So here also followed, first you have to name the cation, then you have to name the anion part. So first you have to name this, then you will go for the complex part. Okay, follow that order. Order is similar, but the only thing is here you have one counter ion present first, that has to be named. Okay, so we are going to name that first. So name of the cation has to be written first. Whatever cation is present, the same name you have to give. But here one change you see, there should be a spacing given after you write the name of the cation. Okay, you are not going to write them as one word. For anionic complex, the change is you have to give a space. Here there should be a space given. Okay, once the spacing is given, then you go for the complex. Now in the complex, first what you have to name is the name of the ligand. Okay, so then it will be like similar, name of the ligand you have to write, and that naming of the ligand has to be done according to alphabetical order. Okay, it should be according to alphabetical order. So once you finish naming the ligand, then here you will find one transition metal, and then many ligands are there. So you name the ligand, then you come to the transition metal. Okay, you have to write not the normal name of that, you have to write the Latin name of that metal. Okay, Latin name of the transition metal, Latin name of transition metal. Now, not to get shocked that we have to remember now Latin name also. Latin name is actually very simple to remember here. Okay, then after that Latin name is over, you have to check out what is the oxidation state of that particular metal. So you have to write the oxidation number inside the bracket using a Roman number. Okay, so this is the order you need to follow. Okay, Latin name, I will tell you what are the Latin names changes we have. It's a normal name itself, but the only thing is you have to end the name with ATE. Okay, the name ends with ATE. Like for example, chromium, the name will be chromate. Iron, ferrous we write, no, ferrate. Cobalt, cobaltate. Aluminium, aluminate. Just that IUM part you have to remove and replace by 8. That is the Latin name. So it's very simple to remember the Latin name. Wherever there is IUM present, remove that IUM, replace it by 8. That itself is the Latin name. If you want, I will give you the list. Okay, but then you have to follow this particular order. So you put this in the box. When you are naming anionic complex, this should be the order. Okay. So first you will write name of the cation, the counter ion, then give a space. Then you will go for that complex negative ion part. Inside that you will name the ligand first according to their alphabetical order when many ligands are there. Then you will write the Latin name of the transition metal and then followed by the oxidation state of that particular transition metal. And that has to be written in the bracket in Roman number. So Latin name I told you, the Latin name changes are just that IUM is being replaced by ATE. That is the Latin name. Okay, now I'll give you that list, hoping that you have finished writing this part of it. So see, write down these Latin names below that. If it is chromium, okay, the name is chromate. For chromium, it is chromate. For Fe, it is ferrate. Ferrous, no, so it is ending with ferrate. Then aluminium, aluminate. Cobalt, cobaltate. Platinum, platinate. Platinate. Palladium, palladate. Palladate. Zinc, if you have, zincate. Nickel, nickelate. Silver is argentate. This is the Latin name. Okay, so you will be revolving around only these complexes. So I've given all these names. Okay, you can quickly copy it down. Then I'll give you the problem based on it. First example I'm taking K4 Fe CN6. Okay. Now this we have to give the name for it. So I told you how to identify the anionic complexes. You will find one cation outside. That means the complex is negatively charged. Okay. So first you have to give the name for this metal which is present outside, and it's a potassium metal. So you will just write the name. Okay. Starting with the small letter itself. So potassium. After you write the name of this counter ion, give a space, leave little place. Okay. Then you go to the complex part. Inside that, first you have to name the ligand. So you can see here 6 CN group is there. So it is called as hexa. And since it is CN group, it is cyanido. Okay. Cyanido. Some book even will give you cyano. Okay. So that is also correct. But then this is the latest version of writing the name. Cyanido. Cyano was used before 2004, they were using IUPAC name as cyano. Even other names also were ending with O, like fluoro, chloro, bromo, like that only. This was given as cyano. But now the new is cyanido. But if you write cyano also, it's like accepted, because most of the book even give that also. But I am giving you this name. So hexacyanido. Then you have the Latin name of the metal. Okay, transition metals Latin name you have to write. So that is ferrate. So this will be the name. Then you have to end with the oxidation state. So you can calculate the oxidation state. You see the ion over here. 6 cyanide ions are there. So it will be 6 minus. Ion you need to be calculating, and potassium 4 are there. So it is 4 plus, no? So 4 minus 6 minus 2 will go to the other side because the whole complex is 0. So it will be plus 2. Okay. So like mentally you can do this calculation. So here it is minus 6. This has to be plus 4. Then it is minus 2, which will go to the other side. So ion oxidation state will be plus 2. Good. Okay. So this is the name. Oxidation number 2. Any doubts in that? Why oxidation number is 2? Because see, cyanide group minus 1 is the oxidation number for cyano group. So minus 6. 4 potassium ions are there. So plus 4. So 4 minus 6 will be minus 2, which will go to that side. X is for ion. Okay. X is for ion. So X is equal to plus 2. So ion oxidation state is plus 2. Okay, next one. See this. Potassium ion again outside. So you will write the name. So it's potassium. Leave a place. Okay. After that, yeah, very good. Correct. So your 4 chlorine atoms you have. So it should be 4 chlorido. Okay. 4 means it should be tetra. No. 4 means it is called as tetra chlorido. Then palladium name. Yes. Okay. Many have answered. Very good. So palladium name should be written as palladate. Okay. So the name will end with the Latin name, that is palladate. Then you write the oxidation state of that. So oxidation state you will understand here. This is minus 4 and then plus 2. So minus 2, which will be taken to the other side. So it's 2. Once you understand the rules and you know what are the names written for them, then it's actually fun to write the IUPAC name of these compounds. So I'll give you a few more examples you can try out. K3FeCN6. It's a different one. K3 it is. Hg COFCN4. Yes, correct. Sonali can answer me. Tell me what is the answer for this third one. You type and tell me the answer for this. And Roshni will tell me for the fourth one. For third one, Sonali has to type and tell me the answer for this. Yes, very good. Yes, students. Yeah, the one who has answered, yeah, it's correct. Okay, try the next one, fourth one also.